Hello everybody, I'm Tokusochu, and Sniper Commando 4 has sent in this video of Men of War Assault Squad, so happily for us, we all get to watch Men of War Assault Squad, because he is nice enough to let me comment over it. So, obviously I have not been playing a lot of Men of War Assault Squad lately. I go through phases, I play games in phases. There's so many different kinds of games, and when you're not feeling like a real-time strategy game, then you're not playing them. But it looks like this will be a 3v3. We have a Sniper Commando 5 in the game, so it's possible that Sniper Commando is simply a clone of the original Sniper Commando, and as we all know, the more clones you make of someone, the crazier and crazier they get, until eventually they turn into a gibbering monkey. But luckily we're only on clone number 4, so we should be good to go. I'm excited about this game. I hope you're excited about this game, and if only Dr. Evil would load. Alright, awesome. So it looks like we've got United States, and a assault squad, or no, this looks like a normal infantry squad versus let's say Germany, because probably not Japan, and it would be weird to have allies versus allies. So we have a machine gunner in this squad, which he's helpfully detaching from the main squad. The trouble with United States and England is that they're machine gunners that they get. They're carrying Brens, and what do the UK get? The UK are carrying God. Well, this is how I've forgotten not only Assault Squad but all of World War II. Whatever. You get machine guns, especially the Bren for the United States. It only has 20 bullets, I guess it can fire. It's probably using the smaller magazine or clip or whatever the fuck. But so that's obviously not as good as the MG34 and the DP27 that the Germans and the Russians get. Not like it's a bad gun, it still fires fairly fast and it's fairly accurate. It's a good area denial tool, but you just have to understand that your machine gunners are not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the enemy machine gunners. Is probably the most important thing. If you get a shot off first or something, maybe you can suppress them first and then they'll have trouble firing back. But you're definitely not going to be able to deny the area to as many people, because you'll just run out of bullets, and if they rush your machine gunner, they have a chance of overwhelming them. Whereas if you rush like a DP27 or an MG34, you're very, very unlikely to overwhelm them. They're just going to shoot your entire squad. Especially an assault squad, now that infantry are slightly more lethal than they were in the original Men of War to each other. So that's unfortunate, but you work with what you got. You can try and use your riflemen to make up for that, because at least as the United States you've got your Garand, and those riflemen fire faster than the other ones because of course they have a semi-automatic rifle instead of a bolt-action rifle, so you can use those to provide some fire support, and between your rifles and your bar you should be able to hold off infantry charges that other people can hold off. It's just a little harder for you. So we see this machine gunner, the German machine gunner, is really keeping the US machine gunner, he's making him get his head down. I'm not sure when the AI decides to duck down from enemy fire. Maybe it's when they're not firing and they fire every so often. I'm not sure when they choose to fire. If you direct control your guys, you can notice that you can get them to fire in like sort of a continuous stream or in a series of bursts that are faster than what the AI will fire on their own. Direct control basically just makes your people better in every way, as long as you're direct controlling them well. But so if you're using a machine gun, or your opponent's using a machine gun, and you're firing at people who are in cover, often it's going to make them like duck down and not be firing back. And then when they pop up and get shot, they'll sometimes duck back down again. So if you don't want to micromanage your stuff, then at least try and keep them when they're not getting all shot at. So sort of spread them out so one machine gun can't lock them all down, and they can at least start firing back at the machine gun and making the enemy machine gun duck. Another thing you can do, obviously, is direct control your machine gun. If you're getting fired at, you can direct control them, and they'll never duck down while they're being direct controlled unless you stop telling them to shoot. So you can control your machine gun and say, look, I want you to be firing. Do that job for me. And that's good. So here we go. AT infantry purchased. That's going to help him if any vehicles show up. I don't see any vehicles yet. There's that little yellow triangle on the map, so maybe a vehicle got killed, but whatever. And he typed got sniper, so I guess he's got a sniper somewhere. Oop, there's a vehicle. 22. SDKFC 22. Scout car. And I guess he replaced that machine gunner. Or somebody picked up the machine gun. I wasn't watching very closely. Keep your eyes peeled. But here's the sniper, Alexander Morgan. And you see he's not direct controlling, but I'm not sure he's even telling the sniper to shoot at specific people. The nice thing about the sniper is that you can tell him to shoot at one target or another, then he'll pick the target and just fire at it. So pretty much guaranteed, bam, kill. So this is nice. You can use these people to thin them out. Snipers are nice in pitched battles because at least before or while the battle lines have been solidified, like, you know, the Germans aren't going to be able to push very far in, and looks like the Americans aren't going to be able to push very far in for a while. Once the lines are solidified, your sniper's pretty safe behind enemy line or behind friendly lines, unless the enemy gets a sniper. So you can just pick off people sort of with impunity. You do have to worry about vehicles rushing him and getting some shots off, but of course we do have the AT infantry just hiding in the building over to the right. So that should be fine. So a sniper is a nice way to loosen up some people, and the sooner you get it, once the battle lines are sort of solidified and ossified, the sooner you get it, the sooner you can just start inflicting some real damage. Oof, that was an unfortunate bazooka shot. Either went right over or it went through and didn't hit anything important. But at least he didn't die, so he'll get another chance. Looks like the MG42 just picked off Sniper Commando 4's machine gunner. If you were watching in the upper left, the kill messages. Always good to keep an eye on those. Those are important, not just because you want to know what's happening to your units, but because they're a great way to keep a tab on your allies' units. You want to have a sort of an idea of what's going on. The important things to look out for are what they're killing people with. Like if you see like M1903A4 sniper, you know that the opponent's got a sniper and they're firing at you. So that's often the first time you find out they have a sniper, because unless you're really lucky and you're watching really closely when your guys get shot, you're not going to like be able to tell that a sniper killed your people just by looking on the main screen, unless you see the sniper somehow. Really, you're going to find out about the sniper from the upper left. If you see some sort of AT person do some damage in the upper left, that's important because now you know they have AT and stuff like that. And so frankly, quite a bit of your scouting is done just by paying attention to kill messages in the upper left, especially when it concerns your allies, because then you can get an idea for what's going on their side, what sort of units they have, what sort of units the enemy has, what sort of damage is being done, without ever bothering to look over on the right. And of course, you should always peek over to your ally every once in a while, just to see how things are going, but you can't always be doing that, and it's just situational awareness applies to more than just the battlefield. It applies to all the information that's coming in. So keep your eye on the upper left, because that gives a lot of stuff away. Another thing on the mini-map, when your opponent purchases a vehicle, it will very briefly show up as a uncrewed sort of yellow vehicle in their spawn, and then disappear again as it sort of instantly gets crewed when the crew spawns. So that's a good way to know your opponent's got a vehicle. So we have Sniper Commandos launching an assault on this island, on this isthmus, on this peninsula, on this thing, and it's not going very well. I like the sort of hot drop, the insertion with the half-track, but everyone got shot. So, and now there's a tank. So he did force the Germans to react in force. I guess the Germans were worried about this and brought out the big guns. What is going on there? What's he shooting at? AT infantry just got killed, so that's impressive. Nice job with the sniper shooting people there, but this was a costly attack and did not clear out very many enemies. One conscript, Todd Martinez, seems to be left alive, and he's crawling forward, not going to be able to take out this Panzer II or the scout car, and he's getting shot at. So it's worth attacking, though. Always try and do some damage. And I'm always partial to trying to push through the middle. You see the opponents have held the middle the entire time. They're at 25 out of 100 points, so I'm usually pretty partial to trying to push through the middle, and then if you have the middle, you can start attacking on the left and the right. But, oof, nice. See? AT infantry just hanging out? Bam. That stuff is why it pays to be prepared. So pro AT guy. What's his name? Matthew Parker? Nope, that's the rifleman. AT guy is a pro. Yes. Glad that you clarified that. I'm not sure why they're not attacking the middle, really. This map, I feel like assaulting the middle is super duper easy as long as you're not getting like completely destroyed in the center. Because if you have a battle line and they have a battle line, the middle is sort of open. Well, it looks like they're set up pretty close to it. Usually, they're not set up quite so close to the middle, and it's just a matter of running in, getting 90% of your guys killed, and then the other 5% sort of cap it while they hide behind the building there. But it looks like in this case the opponent has moved up pretty close to the middle, so it might be tough to take. But since everybody's equidistant from the middle, it just I feel like it's nice to keep putting pressure on it, because at the very least they're going to have to match you sort of unit for unit if you're trying to take the middle, and that'll draw them away from other places if you want to assault. The other option is to hit the sides to try and draw them away from the middle, but I find people are usually less likely to commit units they have in the middle to the sides. They're more likely to commit units they have from the sides to the middle. So I think it's probably easier to draw people, psychologically at least, to draw people into the middle with an attack there and then hit the sides, rather than hit people on the sides, draw people out of the middle, and then attack in the middle. But I don't know. Maybe experience does not bear that out. Sniper 5, there's a guy, he's killing your... Oh wow, he's decrewing that AT gun, that's really unfortunate. Luckily he's dead now. So, good looking out, Sniper Commando 4. Sniper Commando. Is he a sniper? Is he a commando? I guess he must be both. One of those mysteries of life. I feel like I wanted to talk about... no, I can't remember anything I wanted to talk about. I have a sniper. I have a sniper. Sniper left somewhere. Oh, so I guess there's this... I wasn't even paying attention to the kill messages, but apparently Sniper Commando 4 is, and he's seen that the enemy has a sniper somewhere here on the left. It's often just a matter of time. The better you do with your own sniper, the more likely they are to buy their own sniper, because that's like the quick fix against an enemy sniper. Just buy your own sniper and shoot him, because there's nothing better at taking out infantry than a sniper. So just keep an eye out for that. In Company of Heroes, a different strategy. Oh, I was going to talk about Company of Heroes too at some point. In Company of Heroes, the metagame is a little different. Ooh, that sniper just took out his machine gunner. It's a little different because the snipers are very specifically anti-sniper tools, and they can cloak, so you don't want to reveal your sniper until you get a shot on the enemy sniper. In Metaphor Assault Squad, it's similar. You don't want to have your sniper open to getting shot by the enemy sniper, but I feel like it's not awful to reveal your sniper, your counter sniper, before you get a shot at the enemy sniper that you want to take out, because it's worth waiting maybe like a minute or two and waiting to see if you get a good shot on the enemy sniper so you can take him out once you've bought your own sniper. But after that, just because it's there's such large maps, nice shooting on that Panzer II. It's lucky that the opponent didn't notice that happening. The maps are so large, and you never know if your opponent's sniper is just like hiding somewhere or something, that what you should really do is just like get sort of far behind your lines so you're fairly safe and start picking off infantry. And you want to be careful so you don't get sniped, but if you keep moving, like running back and forth, chances are your opponent's going to have to get pretty lucky for their own sniper to hit your sniper. Because they're not going to want to be hasty. They know you have a sniper, so they're not going to want to reveal their sniper really easily. They're probably just going to run back and forth trying to take out your own sniper. And if they don't, they're using their sniper just to like kill people, then obviously you'll know where he is. And if they're not doing either with the sniper, then you have nothing to worry about. But they'll be running their sniper back and forth trying to get your sniper. So if you just keep moving and picking off infantry, then obviously keep an eye out for the enemy sniper and send them some scouts or something. But I think it's worth trying to get some kills sort of with your counter sniper. You don't need to just save him to take out the enemy sniper, especially because they're not horrifically expensive. They're not cheap, but you can always buy another sniper if you die. And you can buy a veteran sniper or a sniper. Veteran sniper being bought with the hero points, and normal sniper being bought with the normal points. So really, you could get double sniper action. And look, oh, there's the sniper. So that's the thing that happened. What I just said might seem to be contradicted by that German getting a sniper killed, but remember, I said stay behind enemy lines, choose a safe spot, and run back and forth. That guy was prone, not behind anything. You need to be close to cover so that when if your opponent does catch your sniper, you're not running back and forth enough, or they get lucky, they get close. You need to always be ducking back into cover, especially because every time you duck into cover, you break line of sight with the sniper. Every time you break line of sight with the sniper, that sort of aimey crosshair thingy goes away, and the aimey crosshair thingy has to fill up all the way before the sniper gets his super sniper shot. So if you just keep breaking that aimey sniper super shot scope fill up crosshair magic thing by ducking back into cover, then you should be good to go. We have a mortar, do we? Yeah, we have a mortar, but this is a sniper doing the work. Where's the mortar? Come on, mortar. This is a tough part of the map for the mortar because it's so wide open. But he does have his M5AT gun, which took out that tank with fantastic range, so he should be able to keep his mortar fairly safe, I think. But I love mortars. Oh, there's the mortar. It's slow. It's got to trudge through all the water. So he threw some smoke grenades a while ago. Those did nothing. Smoke grenades are tough. You got to get pretty good coverage of them for them to do anything, and there's just so many directions that the enemy can see onto this little island that you're not likely to cover anything with smoke. But this sniper is still doing some pretty good work. Just picked off a machine gunner. You know what this game needs? All the units need kill counts. Moritar? Yup. The units need kill counts. I want to see how many people my rifleman has killed, or my sniper has killed. The question is, would they attach to people, or to vehicles and equipment, or to both? Like, I think I want to know how many people the sniper himself has killed. And I don't care if he's using the sniper rifle, but like the mortar, I don't care how many the mortar crewmen have killed. I want to know how many the mortar has killed. Whatever. Maybe that's something from Men of War 3. Is there another Men of War game coming out? I can't remember. They made Condemned Heroes, which was just stupid. I think the Men of War developers are working on some sort of post-apocalyptic, like, action RPG sort of thing set in the... It's got using the Men of War engine. I don't really know much about that. I haven't been following it. I figure it's a while off. Another one of those crazy Russian games, and if it's not Men of War, I mean, I care, but I don't pay super close attention to it. So, I said I was going to talk about Company of Heroes 2. That game looks like it might not be good. If you look on the pre-order on Steam, they're offering, like, in-game, like, commander unlocks and extra, like, purchase extra in-game currency and stuff. And it's like, what... in-game currency, what are you talking about? What is this going to buy? Is this going to be like a sort of game where I have to purchase my units with real money? And then the Relic developers said, no, it's not going to have any impact on competitive play, or whatever. It's not going to be whatever. So maybe it's just going to be like cosmetic stuff that doesn't matter, but we'll see. And they want $60 for it, so if you had asked me a year ago whether I would pre-order Company of Heroes as soon as possible, I would have said heck yes, but actually right now I'm waiting. I have not yet bought Company of Heroes 2, and I'm waiting to see whether it's going to suck or not. Because most of the people who worked on Company of Heroes have left Relic. The people who worked on Homeworld and Homeworld 2 and then Company of Heroes and made these fantastic games, most of them are gone. They're at Smoking Gun Studios or something. So... you know, Relic might screw this up. We might get the Relic that made Tales of Valor rather than the Relic that made Company of Heroes. But luckily we'll still always have Assault Squad no matter what happens. Bam! That's a fantastic range on this Nashorn AT gun knocking out the Nashorn, so sucks to be that thing. Great job there. And unfortunately, we're now at 60 points versus 0 points, just allies unable to push up and take the middle, and unable to push up and take the right, unable to push up and take the left. Just looking at the map, it looks like the person on the right's not doing as good of a job as pushing as he is at defending, and of course, defending that point's not really any help when your team's down by 1, but I don't know, I'll have to keep a closer eye on the minimap to see if Sniper Commando 5 is really not doing his job, or if he's just trying and being repulsed. But he seems pretty static, especially compared to Sniper Commando 4, who is admirably moving forward with all his people. I like this, moving these infantry down here. This puts a lot of pressure on the opponents in the middle to shift over to the left, and it's a little harder for the people defending the left to hit these guys because there's a lot of cover there. Did he get a grenade off? Oh, yes he did, but that didn't go anywhere. Wow, it took him a while to die. But I like this because now the opponent's reinforcements coming from the back are going to sort of deal with these infantry on the sort of left first before they get to the middle. What are those guys doing on that side of the wall? He's like, quick, get your AT grenades out! Go, 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 go! Boom, boom! Oh wow, if that knocked over the Puma, that'd be hilarious. But unfortunately it just slightly knocked down. I knocked over a Tiger tank once in the Soldiers Heroes of World War II demo. Soldiers Heroes of World War II is the game that came before Men of War, is the first one in the series, then came Faces of War, which inexplicably sucked. Even though it was fairly similar to Men of War, it just sucked. And then came Men of War, and that rocked, and then came Assault Squad, and that rocked. I flipped a Tiger tank over in the Soldiers of Heroes of World War II demo. And the Tiger kept shooting at me. It couldn't really rotate its turret very much. It was like wiggling back and forth, and that would cause the tank to rock a bit. But it kept shooting at me. It was easy to avoid, but it was just, I was like, come on guys, you're upside down. How are you doing this? I'm not sure if the tank would work upside down. Do you think? I think, maybe. Tigers could work underwater. They had a little thing, what's it called, a scuba snorkel, I don't know, maybe it's called a snorkel. It's called a snorkel for people, but on a tank maybe it's called like a tank snorkel. Or it's in German of course, so I'm sure they call it a snorkel funken or something. What is that M8 doing? Nothing, now that got shot by the Pak-38, but I don't know what it was doing. Yeah, this guy, Sniper Commando Force, continually, oh, well, they're hull destroyed. These guys are big on Nashorns. That's the second Nashorn from the Germans, so... oh, look, they finally took the middle. Good job, whoever is in the middle, you took the middle, and now we have 4 points for the enemy's 62, and of course with 72 minutes left in the match, it's gonna, of course, come down to whoever gets to 100 first. Assault Squad, I don't know why, but they changed the time limit on maps, the default one, to be huge. See, this is 70 minutes. We're 20 minutes into the game. It starts at like 90 minutes, so unless every game ends up an hour and a half, which it doesn't, it always comes down to who captures the thing. Whereas in Men of War, and maybe in Assault Squad before a patch, I can't remember, this was a while ago, but at least in the original Men of War, sometimes games would come down to time. Whoever had the most points at the end of the time wins. But no, now it's definitely just whoever captures enough points to get to 100 first. So a lot of long-range slugging going on by the Germans. Their Nashorn does manage to knock out this tank destroyer, but getting into a knockdown drag-out fight is kind of tough with the Germans because they have pretty strong tanks and pretty strong guns. But as the United States, you have one ace up your hole. That's the M5 AT gun. It does quite a bit of penetrating power at quite a bit of range, and of course this is an AT gun, so it's fairly cheap. But it looks like the Americans are relying on a mix of that and tanks, so and tank destroyers. So don't know about that. Tanks are expensive, and if the Germans knock them out, it's no good. Meanwhile, we've seen this M5 certainly pay for itself. It's knocked out a Panzer II, it's knocked out a Nashorn, and if it were in the middle instead of on the left, maybe it could knock out more than that. And he's trying to shoot through this building to maybe get some hits on those Nashorns, but we'll see. What damaged the main gun, I wonder? Wow. Whoa. Whoa. That was a good hit. That was a really good hit. That went through the shack and hit the Nashorn. This guy's not even aiming. He's got his cursor here. That's fantastic. And now he's trying to pull it off on the Panzer IV. That's reversing. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But it's too far. That was a fantastic shot on the Nashorn. Technically out of range, I think, even. And through the house, bam. I think he just... maybe he hit the track just then. That was a good shot. Good job. And we have a Nebelwerfer over on the right, blowing some people up. Good shot. Clap, clap, clap for you. So that was cool. And now he's pushing here on the left, because once the... uh-oh, that's gonna be artillery. What did that kill? Oh, it decrewed the AT gun, but maybe those people are asleep, and it decrewed the mortar, but oh, and it fires again. And now the AT gun and the mortar are dead. So that was a very fantastic barrage from that Panzerwerfer. Good, gotta hand it to the Germans. That's some good rocket artillery usage right there. I'm not a huge fan of the artillery, but sometimes it gets the job done, and that really got the job done. And now, unfortunately, Sniper Commando's in a much worse position. He's got two very important units, the mortar, which would have provided vital fire support, and the AT gun, which could have taken out this Panzer II. And now he's just in trouble. So now he wants a Sherman to push through. There is this AT gun, this German AT gun up here on the left on the hill, so he's gonna have to be careful for that. He realizes he's got this Hellcat, so he's putting that to work. Backwards. Still backwards. Don't do that. Don't be backwards forever. Company Heroes 2 is adding a backwards button. You can press a button to make your tank go in reverse. Ooh, here comes the AT infantry. This is gonna be cool. Oh, he's getting shot. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, no, he's not. Run away before the crew jumps out. Oh, they're getting shot anyways. Oof. Looks like the middle's been blown up like 8 ways. But now it's being taken back. So 62 points for the enemy. 16 points for Sniper Commando and his friends. And the enemy's taking the middle back again. So this doesn't look like he's gonna... Did he repair that mortar? Really? No, I don't think so. I think that was just a guy healing himself next to the mortar. I'm not sure why. Maybe he bought a mortar? I don't know. So here he goes, sending his Hellcat over to the middle right to help his friends out. Let's see how this goes. Some nice direct control action. He's hunting. The Hellcat's a tank destroyer, a tank hunter. He's hunting tanks. He's destroying tanks. He's hunting and uh-oh, that doesn't look good. And okay, he's fine. And here we go, here we go, here we go. Hit the uh-oh. That's not happening. There's one guy left in that Hellcat, and it's the driver. Well, you know, worth a try, I guess. Martyr 3 just knocked it out. Martyr 3, one of the units added in the patch a little while ago. New units, exciting new things to try out. Wonderful. Radio operators, so this is fun. You rarely ever see radio operators doing anything. Let's see him. Oh, but they're all dead. Two of them are actually still alive. So grab the radio. You rarely see radio operators. I have a Worth Its Points Costume Tank Crewman episode about these guys, I believe. And as always with those episodes, it also basically explains who they are and what they do, but I'll give you a rundown right now in case you haven't seen that episode. What they do is they run forward, get shot, fall face first into the water, and when they fall into the water, the radio hits the water, it electrocutes them, it shocks them, they die, and then Jesus can't find them because their soul has been shocked out of their body. So they're condemned to wander forever as ghosts. That's pretty unfortunate and not a great use of points, but if you manage to exorcise the ghost, you call the Ghostbusters or something. Who are you going to call, really? The Ghostbusters. If you manage to exorcise the ghost, then their soul will be grateful and you will get good karma. So that's one thing they're good for. I actually don't discuss that aspect of them in the Worth Its Points Costume Tank Crewman episode. What I do discuss is what they normally are used for, which is they come with a flare gun. Really, they shouldn't be called radio operators. They should be called flare gunners, because they come with a flare gun, and you take it and you go pew, and you fire a flare, and it goes phew. It actually fires 3 flares, and they go phew, and they go poosh, and they go phew, and they go tss, and then they're flares. And then you're like, well, that was pretty. What's going to happen next? And then eventually, I don't know, 5-10 seconds later, the flares explode, and they don't actually. Did he just? Well, those are some flares. What's coming in on them? What's coming in on those flares? Explosions. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Maybe the Germans took the flare gun? I don't know what's up with that. Son of a... Yep, the Germans took the flares, fired them back, and of course, the artillery station far behind Allied lines said, oh, look, we see some flares, better fire some shells. And of course, it just hit friendlies. But yeah, that's what it does. You fire some flares, and then soon some artillery falls. So if you can get a flare gunner into position, pop some flares, and especially if your opponent's not looking, that's some good stuff. There's another kind of flare, or another kind of... Oh, he's doing it again. Germans just firing flares willy-nilly. He should really save these for a better opportunity. But another kind of flare is a supply drop. I believe the sniper gets one of those. He comes with a... I think a grenade. That's a flare grenade that he uses to call in supply drops. So that's good. Supply drops are basically just what they sound like. They come with ammo and stuff. So here's a big fat Sherman tank with a big fat Sherman gun. It's about as good as the United States tanks get, and it's not super fantastic armor-wise compared to the, the best of the Germans, but it's better than nothing. And this is dangerous because he's trying to micro multiple people at once. Here's an airborne squad. These guys are badass. They got good guns. Uh-oh. Tank hurt. Tank hurt. Run away. Main gun damaged. Can't do anything. So trying to micro the tank and the airborne at once was hard, and now his tank is completely smashed up. One guy left alive, but he's going to have to repair it. I think it blew up. Everything's dying. Everything's dying. It's hard. Sometimes I wish a lot of Men of War maps were wider. Just more space on the sides. Make it easier to flank. Some of my favorite maps are the ones with the flanking on the side. There's one map that's set mostly in a city, and that one I feel like has some pretty good flanking opportunities. It's a large map. It's like a 4v4 or something. So I like that, because it's kind of weird that right now Sniper Commando has to either go through the middle or basically right down this kill path, down this hill. It would be nice if you could go around the left. It's a concession to gameplay, to make it more like a game and less like real life, but I feel like this is one aspect in which it would be better if it were more like real life, because going around the sides is pretty good. And I mean, I guess maybe there's engine limitations to making big maps, but I don't think there are, especially some of the mods that people make, like the German Soldiers mod. That thing has maps bigger than your mom. It's huge, so I have a feeling they just don't want to design such sprawling maps with like quote-unquote useless space, but really they need that space. Is that a tiger? I think so. So nice job damaging the track. Yeah, I feel like it would be nicer if Men of War maps had more space on the sides. Maybe the DLC maps have space on the sides, but I'll never know, because I'm not buying those, because I'm stingy, and also because everybody else would have to buy those for everybody to play. So, I don't mind Digital Mindsoft charging money for those maps, but I do mind paying for them. So we have 88 points for the enemies versus 16 for the Allies. The Allies are taking the middle, though. Good pushing there. And it looks like we have a bit of movement on the right, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure he's trying to support the attack in the middle, so that's good, but you know, we'll see. Rockets raining in on this Pershing. Rockets not very good against killing. Look at that German armor. Jeez, that's like the retreat in Holland from the Hell's Highway or something. Yeah, that Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway game was named after that. It was a big old highway where everybody was retreating down, and their allies were strafing them as they were caught on the highway, and everyone was getting blown up, and it sort of sucked. But that's what the Germans look like right now. Boom! Another tank caught. That's a Jagdpanzer right there. Should try to get some good hits on that. I guess he wants to kill this because it's potentially going to fire at him, but it's unlikely that... What did he just kill? AT, support infantry, and tank... I guess maybe some infantry rushed his tank and it automatically fired machine gun back at them. But he should try and get some hits on this Jagdpanzer before it repairs its track, because its engine right now is exposed, and that's the... Well, it's not super exposed, but he can get some hits in on this engine. That's really important. This is a bad angle for him, though. You see, it's sort of deflecty. You want a more oblique angle. I think oblique is the word. I don't know any words about math words. What do those mean? What's blowing up? Yikes. Need to pay more attention to that. Oh wow, he has a Sherman over there that I totally forgot about. He totally forgot about. But that's okay, because he's got Pershing. And this says he has a red penetration chance. That seems a little dubious, but, you know, I guess Tiger's got some armor. Tiger's got some armor. Some serious armor. And of course this is also a very bad angle for him. It needs to be straight up. You want 90-degree angles for ultimate penetration. Just like other things that you want to penetrate. Oof! Suck on that, Jagdpanzer 4. Were there 3 other Jagdpanzers? I'm sure people who know stuff about World War II will post in the comments. They'll be like, yeah, there were 7 Jagdpanzers, but the second and third were named Jagdpanzer 2A and Jagdpanzer 2B because Hitler was stupid or something. He was made of jello. That's actually kind of unlikely, now that I think about it. If Hitler were made of jello, some pictures of him would look different. Like they'd be jello-y, more jello. Shoot it. I don't know what he's saying about shoot it, but this is a battle with guns and stuff. Oh, I see. He wants his tank blown up so it doesn't get taken. That's unfortunate. Engine got damaged on this thing. Doesn't knock it out though, and he doesn't need the engine to go anywhere because both his tracks are dead. So it sucks that he lost his Sherman on the left. I don't know if there's anything better he could have used it for in the short term. He maybe didn't want to just leave it fighting the Tiger, because at this range the Pershing's pretty safe from the Tiger, considering it's at the correct angle so that the shots are glancing, and considering that the Tiger's track is knocked out so it can't get a better shot. So maybe you want to pull your Sherman away, because no Sherman armor is ever going to stand up to a Tiger tank, no matter what angle it's being shot at, no matter how Good. Things are Sniper Commando 5. I'm going to push my point. Good. You better have been doing that the whole game is what you really should have been doing, but whatever. 28 versus 88, so our friends are coming back, but maybe not enough. Maybe too little, too late. We'll find out. This Pershing's going to take 20 years to repair. I think maybe, I don't know, do the bigger tanks take longer to repair? That's something I don't know. That would be good if they did, but it's a mystery to me. Firing a lot of machine gun bullets at this guy who you basically can't hit because he's in a crater. Except, I guess you can hit him. How did that hit him? He just denied gravity and the forces of physics. Whatever. No, not my problem. I'm not in charge of making this game, not Buggy. Keep fighting. Do stuff. I don't know, I'm out of stuff to talk about. What is there to talk about? Airborne. He's still buying airborne, so when you get later in the game, it's nice to have these elite troops to try and push through and do the damage, because hopefully at this point you've softened up the enemy line. It's just so much fighting, they're maybe a little low on ammo, and maybe there's holes that you can exploit, and you'll do much more damage if you get an elite troop through a hole and happen to get them behind or to the side of people than you will if you get a normal troop, because the elite troops, they're more accurate, they've got more killing power, sometimes their guns are even better. The airborne guns are pretty good, the carbines they're dropped with, so if you get in somewhere and make a hole, you get in through a hole, you can make a much wider hole faster, and it's just sort of, it builds and builds on itself. But you don't want to do that at the beginning of an assault usually, because unless you get lucky, you're not going to punch through. There's not going to be sort of gaps in their defenses. They're going to be all ready for you, and then you're just going to lose a bunch of people. But if you've got the points for it near the end of the game, that's what you can start using your elite troops for. That's what I prefer, at least. But you want to use them when they're going to do the most damage, and often they're going to be able to do the most damage when there's the least opposing them, and there's probably going to be the least opposing them near the end of the game when there's just less stuff on the field, when the game is winding down. You see Sniper Commando 4, has not a lot of points to purchase things, so he's got to make do with what he's got, and the opponent, you have to assume, is basically in the exact same position, especially because they've been buying tanks through the wazoo. Maybe not so much for the guy on the left. This Tiger is his first real big tank, I think, unless he's been sending them to the middle, but especially the Germans on the right and in the middle have been buying some really big tanks, so they've got to be hurting at least as much as the Allies are for points. So that's when you can start sending in the powerful troops, because you know it's going to be tough for them to supplement their defenses with anything. And if anything, they're going to supplement them with conscripts or something cheap stuff. Boom! Veteran Tiger blown to smithereens. So that's a huge blow. This late in the game, you want to be conservative with your points if you can. It looks like the enemies are really paying for all these huge tanks they've bought. They're just crumbling. Look how far Sniper Commando 4 and Sniper Commando 5 are getting on the right. It seems like the defenses on the left are pretty weak. At least nothing's opposing the Pershing aside from the Tiger, which is dead now. So if there's anything there, it's probably just anti-infantry, so maybe he can push through with his Pershing over there. Needs to maybe pull back this infantry so they don't get hit by these Brandenburgers putting up the defense. So it looks like the opponent's really down, and this might cost them the game even, just because they spent so much points, they blew their loads slightly too early, and now that the opponents have taken the middle from them, the Germans aren't going to be able to take it back. You need to budget your stuff for the entire game. You can't win 80% of the game if losing the last 20% is what makes it go bad for you. A little risky chucking this grenade right here. I feel like maybe he should heal up first, and he's having trouble getting this grenade between these two houses. Very tricky. Oh, there you go. And cook, and throw, and run. Run. Boom, nice throw. Heal up. You should heal up. And he does have enough points to purchase tank crewman to recrew his AA gun, although it's going to be a little while. Oh, look, he's got a guy riding on the Pershing. Is he going to notice? You should get that guy off the Pershing. Tell him to do something more important. Crew something. But yeah, so I guess this might turn into a lesson about buying too many gigantic heavy tanks and just shooting at your opponent from the other side of the map. Had the Germans not done that, maybe they would have had a chance. I don't know. I just don't like heavy tanks. Where did he get this half-track? It just came out of nowhere, it seems like. He's gonna steal this AT gun. This is gonna be funny. Yep, just hook her right up there, Johnny. We're just gonna chain it to the thing and drive out of here. Alright, good to go. Nope, got blown up, but that's alright. Forced the opponent to artillery his own base and kill his own people. Actually forced him to artillery his own base and kill his allies' people, which is much better. Because his ally was not banking on that, and now he's down a lot of Brandenburgers. So it looks like the allies, the United States, are going to be able to pull this game and turn it around if they conserve the rest of their units and just hold on the middle, and looks like they're even going to take the right. Germans just don't have anything left. They are out. They are out of units unless they're able to repair and recrew a lot of their tanks. It's over for them. So I like this game, assuming that's what happens, assuming my prediction is correct. I like the moral of the story. The moral of the story is big tanks are not going to do it for you, no matter how many people you blow up, no matter how many inferior United States tanks you destroy. It's all about being cost effective, and you can't just be cost effective by buying the biggest gun you get and shooting it at the enemy. All it takes is a couple lucky shots, maybe from a Pershing, maybe from an AT gun, whatever, a couple lucky shots to knock out your National Guards, knock out your Tigers, and you've spent like 60% of your stuff on other things. So GG from the Germans. They realize it's over. That was a fun game. I enjoyed watching it. There's a fantastic shot on that National Guard through the shack, and we learned a lesson about just buying a bunch of stuff. Sniper Commando kept up the fight the entire time. Who knows how this game would have gone had he not been pushing on the left the entire time, and I think maybe his ally could have done a better job pushing on the right. But I hope you enjoyed this match. Many thanks to Sniper Commando 4 for sending this in. Hopefully I'll remember to link to his YouTube channel somewhere, probably in the description. That track is dead, and excellent stuff. If I were a better YouTuber, I would be asking people to subscribe, but I don't really understand why I should care if you subscribe. If you like the videos, then go ahead. If you don't, then you probably have better taste than I do. And better taste than everybody who does subscribe. But that's okay. Sometimes it's good to have... But did you just run over that guy? That's not okay. I like this guy riding on the Pershing. Oh, he got shot off! No, the guy riding on the side of the Pershing got shot off right in the last moment. He had the best game. He just spent the entire game riding around the side of the Pershing, taking in the sights, sketching some stuff in his nice little sketchbook, writing some poetry to send home. He was in a, God, what's the name of that person? I have 10 seconds to remember the name of the guy who made The Thin Red Line. Terrence Malick. He was in a Terrence Malick film until the very end. Okay, goodbye.